All right, thanks for joining us this morning. Hope everybody's enjoying their holidays. Looks like Santa will give us one more present before he heads his way up to North Pole in the form of a winter storm that'll be coming up from the out of Colorado, from out of the Central Plains and into the Northern Plains. This should be a relatively significant winter storm for our area. We are expecting heavy snow, and with gusty winds that will combine with the heavy snow should bring some significant blowing and drifting snow. And there is a chance to have some freezing rain with this system as it draws up warm air from the south. We are expected pretty much our entire area to get impacted. That includes eastern North Dakota, west central Minnesota, and northwest Minnesota. As far as timing, Saturday morning through Monday will encompass the entire duration from when we first start to see snowfall until we start to see the winds die down on Monday. However, we are expecting significant impacts after midnight Saturday, and then lasting through Sunday and even Sunday night. And those significant impacts should start to taper down Monday morning sometime. Then impacts calling for or expecting very difficult to impossible travel with periodic whiteout conditions, particularly in the open country. And because of the freezing rain threat, we may have some slick conditions from light icing develop. All right, so we'll start off with some timing and talking about our potential for snow. You can see at the graphic to the bottom left, that's our potential for at least 6 inches of snow. You can see the large portion of our area is in that high likelihood of seeing at least 6 inches. That includes southeastern North Dakota through the Red River Valley, central and southern Red River Valley, into northwest Minnesota and a good portion of west central Minnesota. Chances start to taper off the further north and west you go. That's kind of where we're thinking our edge of the snow will be. And then we also not only have that potential for at least 6 inches of snow, we also have the potential of seeing at least 12 inches of snow with higher and highest chances towards southeastern North Dakota and even into portions of the Red River Valley. As far as timing, we will start to see snow to enter our region from the south, and that'll begin sometime Saturday morning. This snow is expected as of now to be more on the lighter side. And with this snow, we could have some icing from freezing rain, particularly in the west central Minnesota area and into locations down by the North Dakota-South Dakota border. And it won't be until after midnight Sunday morning that we'll start to see the significant impacts develop as the main wave starts to move into our area, into western Minnesota, bringing heavy snow. And then as the main wave starts to come up, the winds will also start to increase. That'll lead to our blowing and drifting snow. There's still the possibility of seeing some light icing, again, favoring the Minnesota locations. There's still some questions on that. And so those significant impacts are expected to last through the day Sunday, and even through the night on Sunday, as those winds will kind of linger throughout our area. Now, the heavy snow is expected to end Sunday night, getting into Monday morning, but we could still have a little bit of light snow that kind of lingers into Monday morning. But we are expecting those gusty winds to continue through Monday, and thus we are calling for some lingering blowing and drifting snow. So the impacts will be a little bit slow to end on the backside of the system. And further elaborating on the blowing snow, you can see the graphic to the right shows our maximum wind gusts that we're expecting. It really highlights the areas in eastern North Dakota as well as into the Red River Valley with lesser wind potential in Minnesota. And so with those that see new snow, you'll have the highest likelihood of seeing your blowing snow. And we are expecting the amount of snow that combines with these kinds of winds to create, again, those periodic whiteout conditions in open areas. As far as, so we're kind of in a more or less favored temperature regime where that's to say that we're not expecting temperatures to get so cold that we'll start seeing this really widespread blowing snow. So that'll limit our more widespread whiteout conditions. That's why we're only kind of calling for that periodic whiteout conditions. And those whiteout conditions will likely be most tied to while snow is falling as well. These winds are expected to be strongest on Sunday and again lasting through Sunday night before tapering off Monday morning, gradually tapering off through Monday morning. Talking about some things that we have higher confidence and lower confidence about, we still have some questions on some aspects of the snow of this system. However, we do have pretty high confidence that we'll see heavy snow of at least 6 inches for the majority of the area, possibly exceeding a foot in some locations, particularly in southeastern North Dakota. And we also have those high confidence in the gusty winds to lead to the extensive blowing snow and drifting snow that may lead to the periodic whiteout conditions in open country. And with these should combine to create significant travel impacts. Things that we're not as confident about is, this far out, still kind of looking for the more precise details, such as timing, location, and even the level of impacts. Those trying to figure out the real dividing lines between all of those. Still a little bit more uncertain. The freezing rain potential with the icing, timing, and the impacts from that also remains in question. We'd have some, just a very minor change in temperature can make a world of difference in this aspect. So we still have a little bit more question on that. Again, the exact snowfall amounts remain uncertain due to inconsistencies with the track of the snow and exactly how much warmer it will start to get in. And we also have our highest uncertainty in the snow amounts on the northwestern edge of the snow. So that includes places like northeastern North Dakota and even into central North Dakota. That's kind of where we have our highest uncertainty. And so just as we're still kind of in the beginnings of looking into the more precise details of the storm, we want to say check the forecast often. We should start to see the guidance that we look at resolve the finer details into the storm a little bit better closer as we get to it. And again, with the travel being likely impacted and this being a busy post-holiday travel time period, we're kind of hitting on that message as well. That concludes the end of this briefing. Thank you for watching.